Hi there, fourth grade. Ciao. So this lesson goes with 13E from Wordly Wise for next Wednesday, the 8th. I just wanted to show you I'm wearing my little solidarity flag for Italy and the USA. And I'm supporting my cousins. I know you 49er fans is terrible, but for the Seahawks up in Washington, but also my cousin that lives in Mazatlan, Mexico. So anyway, just kind of a fun shirt for a Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to read to you today from Anne Frank's diary. Anne Frank was 11 years old in 1940 when the armies of Adolf Hitler invaded Holland, where she lived with her parents and her older sister. Hitler was the Nazi ruler of Germany. He was a fanatic in his ideas, and he hated certain groups of people, especially Jewish people. He planned to do away with all the Jewish people in Europe. The Frank family was Jewish. They were frightened and appalled when Adolf Hitler took over Holland. In terror, Anne's family went into hiding. They moved into a small place behind a bookshelf in Mr. Frank's office. Another family joined them. Altogether, 8 people occupied the crowded space. They depended on brave friends who brought them food and news from the outside world. They hoped their stay, would be temporary, and every day they longed to hear that Hitler had been defeated. But after 2 years, they were still in hiding. From 1942 to 1949, 2 years. From 1942 to 1944, yes, I can add 2 to 42 and get 44, Anne Frank kept a diary. She wrote about the things that happened and their impact on her life. Although life in these cramped surroundings was very dreary, Anne's diary is always interesting. In it, she reveals her deepest thoughts and feelings. She complains of the isolation they all experienced, and she writes of their hopes of one day leading a normal life. No matter how dejected she felt, she always made the effort to keep the diary up to date. I hope if any of you are keeping a diary during this time that we're kind of sheltering in place, you try and think of the positive things, like not just, oh, I can't play with my friends in the yard, but also, wow, my mom taught me how to make cupcakes, or I get to read all the books that I want to right now, or Dad made a space in the garage so we can play ball out there even when it's raining. Whatever it might be, think of things to be grateful for every day. Being discovered by the Germans was Anne Frank's greatest fear. Any unusual sound from outside, a slamming door, heavy footsteps, German voices, could be a sign of danger. The little group had the use of a toilet, but they could not flush it during the day. Somebody might hear it and suspect the people were hiding there. World War II ended in 1945. Hitler's armies were routed in the east by the Russians and in the west by the Americans and the British. But the war's end came too late for Anne Frank. The Germans had found the family's hiding place the year before. Anne and most of her family were killed, unfortunately. We would not know of Anne's tragic story if not for her diary. She left it behind when she was taken away, but family friends found it and saved it. Anne's father managed to survive the war. When he returned home, his family was gone. Only his daughter's diary was left. He published the diary to share her story with the world. It was an incredible story. I'm sure some of you have read it already in more detail also. I think we just need to concentrate on admiring her capability to adapt to new situations, to admire the fact that they relied on brave people to help them out. There are times in life where we need to be brave. Also, sometimes if you're kind of stuck inside, it can feel dreary. But maybe you can just look out the window and imagine yourself in another place, or imagine it on a sunny day, or imagine yourself at your favorite vacation spot. Our minds can do so much. Our imaginations, when we think positively, can really help our soul and our hearts. So I encourage you guys to do that. So there are 15 questions, but I don't think I asked you to do all of them. Let's take a look at question number 1. What part of Anne Frank's story had the greatest impact on you? So that's kind of a personal question. You know, it means Gianna or Arthur or Carlos. What part of the story impacted you personally? What part of that I just read, or if you happen to read her story, really had an effect, an impact on you? So to answer that one, it's kind of hard to answer like globally. I might say that on me, the greatest impact was that she wrote things down kind of, we say frankly or candidly, the way she saw them from her eyes. And so it was an observation of what she was living from a child's eyes. And that's just so valuable, because sometimes us adults just, many things are written by adults, but it's so nice and so refreshing to have things written by children also. So I hope you're writing. Number 2. What terrible misfortune happened to the people of Holland in 1940? Someone invaded. Not someone, a whole country, a whole force. The Nazis invaded. So remember to answer in a full sentence. The terrible misfortune that happened to the people of Holland in 1940 was that the Nazis invaded their country, or invaded Holland. There are several possibilities to answer these questions in a correct way. I'm just giving you 1 or 2 of them, okay? You know what? I think we're going to stop there. I had something else I wanted to share with you guys, because I'm leaning forward. You can see my glasses up close. I don't know if you can see this sign here on my window. Let's see if I can make that closer to you. It says, "Be brave and go," originally, "on an adventure." And with this pandemic, I changed it to "go on a virtual adventure." So maybe all of you can find a place that you would really like to explore. Sorry, I jiggled the computer. And go on a virtual adventure. There are so many museums right now offering free virtual tours. There are, the sun, it's raining, but there's still light shining through that window. There are also, book adventures. So, for example, I have this one. Remember our Rocks and Minerals chapter? Oh, I loved doing that with you guys. You were so curious. So, let's see. Oh, this I thought was fun. Here, for example, is a, if you want to call it that, virtual adventure of our capital. Look at that. That's the George Washington Monument. And it was made mostly of white marble. The monument is the tallest stone structure in the world. Human beings have always had something about being the tallest and the biggest and the largest of something. Many things we build with rocks will still be standing many years from now. Another thing that they say is here to stay are many buildings and roads. Bricks are made of clay minerals. Steps can be made of sandstone. Limestone might be used to make concrete for sidewalks. This was something we didn't delve into much, but the gemstones. Gemstones have beautiful crystal shapes and colors. They're often made into jewelry. A diamond in rock can be made into a dazzling ring. A ruby in rock is cleaned and cut, then it is a gem. Let's see if I can show you that up there. And okay, here are some questions for you. These I thought were fun. You know what the title is? Stump Your Parents. So make sure they're not listening. Can your parents answer these questions about rocks? You might know more than they do. Number 1, what comes out of a volcano? Do you remember that? A, pebbles. B, lava. C, sediment. D, water. Oh, I know you guys know the answer to this one. Gotta find out from your parents, though. Remember, what's intrusive is called magma, and what's extrusive is called lava. Yeah, you got it. Okay, number 2. The cycle of old rocks turning into new rock is called A, the mineral cycle, B, the sedimentary cycle, C, the fossil cycle, D, the rock cycle. So the question was the cycle of old rocks turning into new rocks is called, you got it, D, the rock cycle. Number 3, why do you call a scientist who, what do you call a scientist who studies rocks? A, an astronomer. B, a biologist. C, a rock star. That's what you guys are. D, a geologist. What do you think the answer to that one could be? A scientist who studies rocks. It's what my mom always wanted to be, but she was a kindergarten teacher. But in her dreams, part of her wanted to be a geologist. So D, geologist, is the answer to that one. Number 4, in what type of rock can you sometimes find fossils? A, igneous. B, sedimentary. C, metamorphic. Or D, lava. Think about that one. Number 4. There's a hint. Yeah, you got it. Sedimentary rocks. Number 5. Beautiful rock crystals can be made into A, glitter, B, rock candy, C, gems, D, toys. Beautiful rock crystals. Is that a hint? Wait, where'd it go? Do-do-do-do-do. They can be made into gems. C. Number 6. What are rocks made of? A, minerals. B, seeds. C, living things. D, wood. I hope that all of you know the answer to that one. Wood. What? No, I'm teasing you guys. What are rocks made of? A, minerals. Definitely made of minerals. Okay? Number 7. What gives a rock like this piece of malachite its color? A, minerals. B, paint. C, seaweed. D, crayons. Let me show you what this malachite looks like up there. There's the malachite. Those were some of the other pictures. Let's see. Oh, it's not very clear. Sorry about that. Well, the answer is minerals. A. Yes. That green color gives malachite its mineral. That green color is given by the minerals in malachite. So I hope I was able to take you on kind of a virtual adventure. Get you out of your mind and into thinking about places on Earth that are different. Here are some places that are beautiful that show some of these various geological stages of rock. Remember, I saw a volcano erupt in Stromboli on the islands north of Sicily in Italy. Sedimentary rock, we can see obvious examples at like Zion National Park or Grand Canyon National Park. Metamorphic rocks, we see a lot of those in Yosemite. Okay, igneous rocks, we see a lot of those in Yosemite. So we can see a lot of these styles in different places around our world. Maybe you want to go adventure in a national park. There are so many videos out there about our national parks. Pick one you've always wanted to go to with your family. Maybe check it out. See what kind of places you can sleep in. See what kind of adventures or hikes or boating trips you could go on. There is so much out there in our great big world that we will again be able to experience someday. So keep your spirits up. I miss you guys. Bye.